Hi, I want to tell you all about Christmas. And I am Chris Mass. And I am the ultimate Christmas party machine. I've got chocolates, I've got alcohol, I've got presents. Hang on a second. I've got Christmas music. In fact, actually on my headphones, as well as this hat, I've got a Christmas party mix that plays non-stop throughout the year. Do you know what I eat for every single meal? Christmas dinner. I am everything Christmas. And this, you know what? This doesn't stop. Just keeps on going. Okay, I won't go again. So you are the living version of everything Christmas. Everything Christmas. Now you don't seem to have mentioned the birth of Jesus. Oh, I get it. Now you're going to tell me that I'm ruining Christmas, that I've turned a beautiful festival into something horrible with my music and partying and food and drink. Easy, Tiger. I'm not a killjoy. Look, maybe you've gone a little bit over the top with those things, but actually they're fine, they're great, they're good things, as long as you don't go too far with them. But actually, you know there is a story behind all this. Sure, but that story is so old. And, I'm all about the fun stuff. Yes, it is an old story, but it's one that gets retold every year, because it tells us something deeper than just food and presents. Okay, so you're going to tell me the story, right? Yep. So, on the first Christmas, a peasant woman called Mary gets visited by an angel. And she gets asked if she wants to do a very special thing, and that is to have a special baby who's going to change the world. And that baby is going to be a king, but not the sort of king that you think of when, we're talking like crowns and palaces. He's going to be what they called the Prince of Peace. And he's going to show a different way to live. And, because I'm a Christian, I also believe more than that. I believe that he'll be God in human form. Right? So what happens next? So Mary lived in a town called Nazareth, which is right up at the top of Israel. And then just when she was ready to give birth, the Roman Empire commanded everyone to go to their hometown to register. And Mary's husband, Joseph, came from Bethlehem in the south. And so they made their way down to Bethlehem. And when they got there, they weren't able to stay in a nice hotel. And so they ended up staying in some animal quarters. Now, this is not actually as bad as it sounds. We have this idea sort of that Mary and Joseph kind of had something in their minds a little bit like this, and that what they actually got offered was maybe a little bit more like this. Well, that's not really how it was. Actually, it was quite normal in those days for people to share space with animals. So yeah, it was okay, but maybe not ideal for the birth of a new baby, and certainly not what we'd expect for the birth of a king. But they get there, and that night, Jesus is born. And he gets some visitors. Now, bearing in mind, this is a special baby. So, who do you think comes to visit first? The local mayor? Nope. The president? Nope. Anton Deck? Nope. Santa Claus? No, it was some shepherds. This is the point. It was not the most special people who came first. It was very simple, ordinary people. Now, these were shepherds out on the hillside, and some angels appeared to them, giving them this good news about this new baby who'd been born. And so they were told to go to Bethlehem to greet the new king, which they did. And so the first people to witness this new king were simple people. Then after that, we don't quite know how long after that it was, But he was visited by important people. But remember, they came second. And those people who came second, they were the wise men who came because they'd seen a special star in the sky, which they interpreted as a sign from God that a special birth had taken place. So the point is that the important people did actually get to see Jesus almost first. The point isn't that they were important. I mean, we've ended up calling them kings, but they weren't kings. The point is this: they were from a different nation. They were from a different people group. They were from a different religion. And so what we've got here is like the first sign that Jesus is breaking down barriers. Now, of course, the local king Herod did get to hear about this, because the wise men from the east, the first place they went to before they got to Bethlehem, they went to Jerusalem. So they went to the royal palace because they thought, right, there's a royal baby on the way, so we might as well go to the royal palace. That's the obvious place, isn't it? So they go to the royal palace and they meet Herod and they say, we've heard about this new king. Well, you can bet that he was very scared. So he said, look, go and find this baby and then come and tell me so that I can go and worship him. And the three wise men said, oh yeah, okay, well, we'll do that. So they go and they find Jesus and they give him gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. But then an angel appears to them, and the angel warns them basically, look, don't go back to Herod. And then the angel also appears to Mary and Joseph, telling them they need to watch out for this new baby, that Herod's after him. So they escape to Egypt until the coast is clear, and then eventually they return to Nazareth. So there's quite a lot going on. But so do you have to believe that Jesus was God to celebrate Christmas? Actually, there's all sorts of people who celebrate Christmas. I believe that God wanted to change humanity, to do something new. But, Jesus is a symbol of lots of things. He's a symbol of peace. He's a symbol of valuing all people. He's a symbol of a fresh start. God doesn't give up on people. God is always there. He's a symbol of caring for refugees. He's a symbol of caring for the homeless. He's a symbol of valuing our families, even if they are a bit messed up. And a symbol of parties and presents. Yes, he's even a symbol of parties and presents. But let's not make him just a symbol of parties and presents. Let's not forget all that other stuff, that Jesus is actually a symbol of so much more.